Hi, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. It's Meet Me Thursday, the first time on the new IBM networking group on Facebook. I'm joined today by a good buddy of mine and a great colleague. His name's Mike Camarro. Mike, how's it going?
It's going well, George. Thanks very much for the introduction. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. So, Mike, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Sure, I'd love to. So let's see. I live and work in Danvers. Have been here for about 25 years now. I have 3 children, and I am working as a mortgage loan officer. Been in the industry for several years now. Started out my career as a CPA. Worked at that for about 25 years and decided several years ago that I needed a little bit of a change. And what better way to do it than to be able to work more closely with people, George, and still be able to utilize my financial acumen, all that good stuff that I learned over those 25 years.
Yeah, I mean, you and I have known each other for a while now, Mike, and I know if nothing else, you're definitely a people person.
Thank
so
you.
I think you've made the right choice there in any case.
I
So why don't you
appreciate
tell us a
that.
little bit more about the business?
Yeah,
What
sure.
company you work for, what kind of things you're doing.
I'd love to. So I work for CrossCountry Mortgage right here in Danvers, at the Danvers branch. They're a leader in the industry. Been here for several years now, like I said, and would not have chosen any other organization to work for. Business is very, very brisk right now, with interest rates remaining as low as they've been, really historical lows. So people are refinancing and purchasing. Just a lot of activity in both of those realms right now.
So you're in a really competitive space. What would you say makes, what makes you you? What can people expect from you that's maybe unique from other people in the industry?
Yeah. So I think that's a great question. So what differentiates us, and specifically me, as far as the company goes, we have just tremendous operations. So that really helps grease the skids as far as getting the loan from application to fruition, to close. But me personally, when I work with people, George, I really approach it as if they're my own family. Treat them with not only respect and kindness, but above and beyond that, with the most professionalism that I can possibly exude. So what that means is from the beginning of the process to the end, I own that loan and treat it as if it were my own baby, so to speak. So you're getting 110% of my attention to make sure that that loan, with as little pain as possible to the borrower, makes it through the process and ultimately closes.
Well, we've done a refi with you, and I can tell that the process was great. I mean, you were great through the whole thing. Communication was, whether it was text, or whatever.
Yeah.
It was great. It was really smooth, and we certainly appreciated it.
Sure.
So what is you said that rates are low. Has business been good through it? All the COVID stuff and shutdowns. How has business been?
Business has been very strong. Again, for the past, especially since around the time COVID really hit, and it kind of roiled the markets, it really dropped interest rates even lower than where they were, say, back in February and March. So the rate environment has remained low, and there are just a lot of people out there seeing it. Folks who refinanced just a year ago or purchased a year or 2 years ago are seeing this as an opportunity to save themselves, through refinancing, saving themselves $200, $300, $400 a month. Or in other instances where the cost of money is so low, folks are pulling out cash against their homes. Sorry about that, that's my phone.
No problem.
Folks are pulling out cash and they're doing renovations that they've always wanted to do to increase the value of their homes. And although on the purchase side, although housing prices have continued to climb, when you're talking about 3% interest rate on a 30-year fixed, it's still very attractive for buyers to jump into this market at those rates.
So maybe before, before COVID started, maybe something that you thought was, unattainable is now maybe attainable. I guess is what you're saying with the way the market.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, pretty much.
That's
Yeah.
great.
In some instances, I mean, we've done a whole slew, a whole broad spectrum of loans for people. In some cases, it's just lowering interest rates and saving them some money doing that. Like I say, 2, 3, sometimes $400 or $500 a month, which is very substantial for most people. In other instances, it's debt consolidation, where we're eliminating high interest rate credit cards or student loans for people who want to help their children out. It's really presented a lot of opportunities for a lot of people. And then, of course, purchases as well.
That's great. Great.
Yeah.
So since we're a business-focused group, I always like to ask, is there anything specifically that you're doing to market your business and generate leads, or is that really more done for you at the cross-country level, or is there anything that you're doing specifically to generate leads?
So how do I drum up business?
Yep, that's what I'm
More or
asking.
less. It's really a combination of factors. First and foremost, George, it's through strong referral partners, and that includes realtors that I've associated myself with over these several years, financial planners who will refer me to their clients in some instances where folks need to either refi to take some cash out and reinvest that, or just debt consolidation. Attorneys, CPAs, professional people that I've affiliated with will send me prospects. So that's one way. Then there's the folks that I've already worked with in the past. So I have a database of those people that I mine through when interest rates drop, as they have over the last couple of months, and find opportunities to save them money. Those are really the primary ways. I'm starting to work on getting a stronger presence in social media. Things have been so busy, I've had to kind of put that to the side for now, but I plan on bringing that back to life this summer. So that will be another mechanism by which I hope to bring in business.
Excellent. So I wanted to ask, I always like to learn a little bit about, your business, but also like to learn some things about you, especially as a member of the group. So what would you say you attribute your success to?
Let's see, George. I think the biggest thing is work ethic, and I thank my mom and dad for that. They're hardworking people, even at their ages now. Even if they're just following their hobbies, they put 110% into it, and they never had to say that that's what we should do when my brother and I were growing up. It's just the example that they set. So a lot of it is work ethic. Just making it a point to learn as much about the business and the industry and the economy in general as possible. I think, being proactive, caring about people, really wanting to make a difference, getting fulfillment out of doing a good job every day. I think those are the things that matter most.
So if someone was starting out in business today, whether it's the mortgage business or business in general, if you could give them one piece of advice, what do you think that would be?
I would tell them to follow their passion, learn their business, whatever it might be, inside and out as best as they can, and don't worry about the money. The money will eventually take care of itself.
I think that's great advice. What do they always say? If you enjoy what you're doing, it's not a job, right?
It's not work.
Right.
Exactly.
So a little more on the personal side. I love these are two questions that I love. I've seen them in other interviews, and I decided that I was going to ask them in this series. If you had unlimited resources, you could do anything that you wanted to do. Money wasn't an issue. What would you be doing?
That's a good one. There's so many things, George, that I would love to be doing. So to pinpoint just one thing, I think the one thing I would do right now, it's been a long 3 months and we've all been in lockdown. I would jump on my private plane and take off for the Caribbean. I think that's what I would do. And
Always
hire
a strong
myself.
answer.
I'll add on to that. Hire myself. I would hire myself a golf pro and finally take some serious lessons and finally learn how to actually golf.
Excellent.
All down in the Caribbean.
All down in the Caribbean. All right.
Exactly. Yeah.
And last question. Mike, what is your superpower?
What is my superpower? Grilling, George.
Grilling.
Especially a good, juicy, medium rare hamburger on my Weber grill.
Excellent. Well, I expect an invite then.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to put that to the test.
Yeah. Come visit anytime, man. I'll take care of you.
Absolutely.
Just you bring the burgers. I'll do the cooking.
Done. Done. All right. Well, Mike, why don't you take a second, tell everybody how they can reach you? And,
Yeah. Sure. You bet. You bet. Best way to reach me is via cell. I'm always on. I pride myself on that. And the number is 978-979-1472. Email is also another good way. And I respond quickly. It's michael.camarro@myccmortgage.com. I can spell that out. It's MICHAEL.CAMARRO @MYCCmortgage, MORTGAGE.com.
All right, Mike, thanks a lot. I'll make sure I'll put your contact information in the description for the video so everybody will have that as well. I really appreciate you taking the time today. And for everybody else out there, have a great Thursday.
Fantastic, George. It was great spending time with you. Thanks for having me. And I look forward to seeing you at our next meeting soon.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
You got it.